Hey everyone, it's been a little while since I did a daily vlog, so I thought I would just turn a camera on and start recording. I haven't let the kids out of their room yet for the morning, so they might start screaming as soon as they hear that I'm up, but we'll see what I can get out until then. So, a few developments have happened in the last couple of weeks. I don't remember if I said this in the last video, but in mid-July, my husband was suddenly let go of the job that he's had for 4 years, and it was kind of shocking because it basically came out of nowhere. But in some ways, it worked out better because he already has a new job. He started this week, a couple days ago. And the new job is right down the street from us, so no more hour-and-a-half commute, which is really nice for him. And the pay is starting lower than his old job, but it's supposed to go up a few dollars after the trial period or whatever, based on experience. And also there's no income tax on this side of the river, so that's always nice. But still, it's a little shocking. And the main source of anxiety, which is still the case, is that when he got let go, we lost access to the employer sponsored healthcare, and currently we're on Medicaid. It's called Washington Apple or whatever, and I don't want to go super into it, but basically you have to pick one of these 4 companies and just hope that they pay for basic stuff. They're supposed to, but I extensively looked at reviews and stuff for each of these companies, and basically there were a bunch of people saying like they refuse to pay for pap smears and basic wellness checks and stuff like that and everything like that. So if we are still with them in the next few months, luckily I was able to Not yet, guys. Hold on, please. Just give me a few minutes, okay? Aiden, please. If you give me a few minutes, I'll give you a cookie, okay? Just wait. Sorry if I broke your eardrums. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yes, I have to bribe my kids for everything. I have to bribe them to finish their own food, which is really annoying, but speaking of parenting, we'll get to that in a second. So anyway, yeah, so we're on basically Washington's version of Medicaid, and it's nerve-wracking, but hopefully we don't have any major needs to go to the doctor or anything until we get the new healthcare, and hopefully the new healthcare is not too horrible. It's really weird just thinking about the fact that, like, if I do need to go to the doctor or something, I'm going to have this whole maze of will they actually pay for it, which ones are considered a network, blah, blah, blah. I've looked at the website for Molina, and supposedly, I've written down a couple of the ones in the area that are supposedly a network, but I've just had so many negative experiences with American healthcare in the past. I mean, one of the most infamous ones was when I was pregnant with Link. I had Kaiser Permanente insurance. Cat, don't chew on that. I have so many children, some of which are covered with fur. Anyway, I was with Kaiser Permanente, and I went to a Kaiser Permanente prenatal center, and I saw Kaiser Permanente doctors and all this other stuff. Like, everything was within Kaiser Permanente, and they still tried to bill me as if I was out of network. And I was like, what? So I had to fight that a lot, but it was just like, that kind of shit. So yeah, that always makes me nervous, but we'll handle it as it happens. Hopefully, we make it to the next few months without having any emergencies. Knock on wood. I mean, that's poster board, but what do you call it? Wall stuff. I can't remember. Anyway, speaking of health insurance, we had a little scare with my dad, who has Kaiser also, paid for through my mom's retirement. And a week ago, we randomly got this letter saying that his coverage had terminated. And we were like, what? And we called, and they said on the phone that it was because, my mom died in February, and all of a sudden now, 8 months later, they were switching him from being a dependent to a primary. But they didn't send a second letter saying that. All they sent was a letter saying that he, had his insurance canceled. And he really wanted a physical representation of that, new coverage, not just word of mouth over the phone. And I had to talk to like 4 different departments before someone finally was like, okay, I'll order a printout to be sent to you. Hasn't gotten here yet. But I did talk to like I said, 4 people, and every one of them said, oh yeah, he's covered, you know, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you know, that kind of shit. These bajillion-dollar companies that literally make all their money off, you know, charging people, hoping that they don't get sick, and then denying care to those who do, are allowed to be complete fuck-ups, because it's a lot less expensive to hire lobbyists in Congress than it is to actually do what you are supposed to do. But yeah, so just, you know, fun stuff there. What else is new? I've been getting some creative new bands, as I mentioned in the last video, sparingly, because it's probably going to happen again to this video, but as always, there's literally nothing to stop trolls from just mass reporting a video as violating the terms of service. It doesn't matter what's actually in the video. It doesn't matter if it actually does violate terms of service. By the way, I am not naked. Okay, so you can. I'm wearing shorts and I'm got a towel wrapped around me because I just got out of the shower. So not naked. Although, you know, to go into a tangent, I still think it's hilarious that Instagram specifically says, like, they ban implied nudity, like if you're holding a guitar across your waist or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck do you think clothes are? You think people aren't naked under their clothes? What a stupid... Anyway, so yeah, there's nothing to stop trolls from just mass reporting your content and then letting algorithms do the rest. So it literally doesn't even matter what I say or what I do in my videos. You get enough of those 4chan bros reporting it, and down it goes. But anyway, I had done a video, and I'm going to be careful how I say this again. Again, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to say how it is. I was and am worried about my kids, so I strongly urged people to dance with Maxine, and I cited figures straight from, you know, Washington Post, New York Times, stuff like that. And that video was banned for medical disinformation. It wasn't. It's not. It doesn't have any of that in it. Again, I was directly quoting major publications, and no, I don't mean Breitbart. But it doesn't matter what's in the video, because all the trolls have to do is report it, and like they're probably going to do that to this video too. So, you know, nothing matters. So that was a nice slap in the face. Another thing that happened as far as banned videos. And 2 more things. Twitter suspended my account for a day because someone pretended to be a representative of a major music label or whatever and filed all these DMCA things about my clips that were links to other people's content, like links to other people's TikToks that they took down saying I was stealing the music. And what's hilarious is they have to include contact info with the claims. And so Twitter shows me the contact info because it's supposed to be my responsibility to contact those people and ask them to take the copyright claim away, except that all the info is like the main headquarters that you can super easily Google. There's not any actual individual contact. So it's trolls. It's trolls pretending to be, representatives of these major companies. And, you know, just as always, it just remains amazing that there's nothing to stop trolls from just mass reporting content. They can just, you know, and then the algorithms take over, and it's just all these websites do it. None of the websites, you know, have any interest in preventing that from happening unless you're famous. Because if you're famous, then you have a real life contact within YouTube or whatever who can, you know, the ban happens and they go, wait, no, you're a cash cow. That can't happen. Undo. Ironically, you know, I probably would be famous if I wasn't constantly banned. And I don't mean that, you know, saying I'm like the most amazing person ever, although there are a lot of famous channels on YouTube and such that are crap. So who knows what the magic formula is. It's money. You have money for a professional team, and then you know, have friends who are already famous, and then you do a video with them, and then you piggyback off all their fame. That's why you go to these crap channels and you look at their most viewed videos, and every time it's a collab with someone who's already famous. Every time. Anyway, yeah, basically, you know, if I wasn't constantly getting banned and or shadow banned and everything like that, my content would have a much better chance of actually growing, but this is what it is. Last ban incident that's happened in the last couple of weeks. It's actually an attempted ban. But what's amazing is this time it didn't work. So what happened is there is a PeerTube instance called Trom Video that one of my longtime followers, who's sort of a programmer hacker type, he doesn't do cryptocurrency, thank God, because that whole thing is stupid to me. But oops, I just pissed off a bunch of cryptocurrency. It's whatever. Let's just let's not get into that. Anyway, he linked me to this Trom Video thing, and I joined the chat room that's actually with the creator and some of his more loyal or more active, not loyal, but more active posters and everything like that, to talk about the structure of the website, what they want to do with the website and everything like that. And so I've talked extensively to the actual creator of this PeerTube instance, and he's from Spain. His name is Tio, and he is really cool. He, again, is from Spain, so he doesn't have this American attitude of like, guns and violence, fine, female nipples, oh God. He thinks that, nude bodies in general entirely should not be stigmatized, certainly not more stigmatized than guns. But what's also amazing is that he's also not a white supremacist or a conspiracy theorist. In fact, he's quite anti-Nazi, anti-conspiracy theory. And so his platform, he's been tightening up restrictions on the kind of content that people can post, but the content that he's restricting is the kind of shit that you usually find on, anti-mainstream things like library and stuff like that, where my only option for posting my heinous female nipples is on websites that allow hardcore porn and or are the refuges of these super far right, anti white supremacist, conspiracy theorist type, whatever people, not anti, but those people that go to these websites because they're so crazy that even YouTube and Facebook are like, okay, we have no choice but to ban you. We've had a lot of complaints. You're saying that people are the water's turning frogs gay or whatever it is, but we have to ban you. We're really sorry because we love Nazis, but there's just been too many complaints. I'm really sorry. Don't hate me. I also am a Nazi, but I have to do this because Corford told me that there's too many complaints. But I'll still make sure to tweet about you and encourage people to follow you on your new platform from my private accounts and stuff like that. That was my impression of a YouTube moderator who is forced to ban someone like Alex Jones after years of inciting violence and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, Trom Video does not allow Nazis or conspiracy theories, but does allow female nipples. In fact, they allow full body non-sexual nudity, and it's amazing. Now, I'm not free to post anything I want because he says he doesn't want that platform getting political. And I've had conversations with him where I'm like, that's a really subjective word, because I mean, the core of what I'm trying to do, have the same rights as men, is considered political by a lot of people. I mean, it's literally in the legislation saying, the states specifically saying female nipples must not be allowed, and even the states that do supposedly allow topless women, they'll ban like public indecency, and surprise, surprise, guess whose nipples get labeled public indecency while all the men are free to go any hot day, any park or beach or whatever without a shirt, and nobody freaks out and calls the police. I wouldn't, because I'm not that petty, but every time I see some fucking guy just walking by without a shirt at like the beach or something, I just really want to call the cops just to be like, there's a naked person here. I wouldn't, because that's pathetic, but that's what fucking people do to women, so or anyone they think looks like a woman. It's not even about how much fat is around the nipple. Obviously, it's just the fact that, oh, I think that's a woman, therefore this is obscene. Anyway, same old. But yeah, so I posted a couple of videos to Trom. I haven't really advertised the links because I'm still nervous about something happening. It's the trolls figuring out some way of getting my content taken down. Like, the whole thing with Vimeo was that they figured out that Vimeo will restrict your content if people are watching it too much, like it's using up too much bandwidth. So they were just spamming the links to their friends and, you know, playing the video over and over, so it was maxing out bandwidth. So Vimeo was like, you need to pay us $15,000 a month or we're gonna cut your account off. And so I said, okay, bye. And they deleted my account. They suspended my account, which is funny because I told them, I'm like, I'm not paying that, go ahead, do what you want. But supposedly the way Trom works, because it's a PeerTube instance, is that people actually use their own bandwidth to share the video. Now, I think that means that they're downloading the video as they watch it, which I really don't like. I don't like the fact that I can't just, you know, press a button and delete that video off the internet. But at the same time, I know it's the internet. Once it's up, it's up. And, you know, I just try to put my little watermark in the corner. I don't have one here because I'm just recording it straight on my phone, and I'm just going to publish straight from my phone onto the YouTubes. But, you know, this is just me being boring and talking about my personal life. So, I mean, hopefully if anyone watches this on another website, you understand that you're watching a stolen version of this video and you care enough to visit toplesstopics.org/contact and let me know about it so I can at least try to get the stolen video taken down, but it probably won't work because most of the websites that they put them up on, strangely, you know, I'll try posting there like Daily Motion and the trolls will get my account banned within 24 hours of me creating the account, as happened a month ago. But other people can steal my videos and upload them and they don't get banned. It's all about that troll army, that all-powerful troll army that just has to mass report my stuff and down it goes. The internet's garbage. Anyway, so I uploaded a couple of videos to Trom, and Tio, the owner of Trom, took a screenshot and sent it to me, laughing because one of my trolls already tried to report one of my videos. They tried to report it for nudity, and it includes the contact info for this person. I can't remember what it was, some generic name or whatever. But literally, they tried to report my video on this instance, and interestingly, they called it nude, even though it was actually just topless. But you know, same old, same old. And Trump, you know, didn't ban it. Tio was laughing about it, but it was just like I have 3 videos up on there, and I haven't even been telling people about it. And already I'm having trolls try to report my videos. Like, they are so determined. I don't know what it is about me that makes them so full of rage that they feel such an overwhelming need to get me banned. But clearly I'm saying something that resonates if they're that determined. Yeah, so that's good, I guess. I'm still, like I said, I'm still nervous about advertising the links too much because I expect something bad to happen. Also, their uploader is really, really slow. It takes me all day to upload a single video. So, and I don't leave my computer on all the time. So, you know, I'm trying to do that slowly. But yeah, so that's been fun. Like I said, Matthew started a new job, which I'm a little sad about because I was using him to help watch the kids so I could work at my computer more and stuff like that. And now I'm back to being the primary parent. Link starts school next week, which is insane to me. He's going into K2, which is between kindergarten and first grade. I don't really understand, but starting the day after Labor Day, because they're doing a couple half days next week. And then the day after Labor Day, he's going to be in school from 8:40 to 3:10, I think it was. And I'm still gonna have Aiden. And I was originally hoping to put Aiden in daycare and actually have some time to work, but of course Delta dancing with Delta, blah blah blah, you know, blah blah blah, coded language, has become a problem again, and so I'm not gonna do that until he can be safe. But and who knows how many decades that'll be, because it doesn't matter what, the goalpost will always move. But anyway, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. Aiden, as of like a year and a half ago, he was actually a pretty chill kid. I mean, he's 3 now, and the last year he's been kind of a hellion, but maybe with Link at school, he'll calm down a little bit, and then, you know, maybe during the daytime, I'll just stick him on Blippi so I can work, and then once Link comes home, I'll be like, okay, no more electronics, you guys go outside and play. Except we're getting into rainy weather, so we'll actually go to your room and play. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. My health is still not the greatest. You know, for those of you who didn't know, I had COVID way back in February 2020 when they were just saying, like, oh, people that have been to China might be at risk. And I was like, actually, it's been here since late December. But, and I've had long haul COVID stuff since then. And the one that I've had for over a year now, because it started in August last year, is a one-sided headache on my left temple. And I start the day now with it vaguely not hurting but pressure, and then it gets worse as the day goes on. It was really, really bad a few weeks ago, right after Matthew lost a job, actually. And I think I might have actually had the Delta variant, because it was really bad, and then it eased up a bit, and it hasn't been that bad since then. And I don't know, maybe. But the other thing that sucks is that my irregular heartbeats have come back, which I was having throughout last year. And then when I danced with Maxine in April this year, it eased up, and I thought, oh, maybe it's actually helping, because for some long haul COVID sufferers, it did help. But that's back off and on. It hasn't been racing, which is nice, because until I danced with Maxine, my heart a couple of times would race. There was one night where it was 140 BPM, which is crazy. And I went to the urgent care after that, and at that point my heartbeat was, fairly normal. She wanted to hook me up with a heart monitor for like 3 months, which I was just like, I really don't want to. And that soon after that I danced with Maxine, and like I said, my heart thing kind of petered off, so I was hopeful that I didn't need it. The thing about my heart is that instead of going ba-bump, 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 it tends to go bump, 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 which feels really weird. Like, I try not to pay too much attention because anxiety only makes it worse. But like, I'll hold onto my neck and I'll feel it, and it's literally bump, 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 and it's just weird. I haven't felt like lightheaded or anything like that, so I think I'm still getting enough oxygen and stuff, but it's just scary because your body parts are more fragile than you want to think, and it's all electrical impulses and stuff from your brain, and cancer starts in your body, from your cells reacting abnormally. And I mean, my mom died of cancer in February this year. Anyway, but hopefully I'll get better. Once the new insurance does kick in, I might try going to a long haul COVID center thingy, that the ones that are popping up, and see if they have anything I can try. Because when I did go to the doctor and stuff like that a bunch, following August or whatever, like I got 2 MRIs or whatever, and they're like, we don't see any reason. It's just a weird thing happening to you. They didn't really know anything about long haul COVID, so maybe they know some down now. And finally, October. So the plan as of now is we are still going down to San Diego, end of October. The main reason that I was going down there has been canceled. VidCon was officially canceled, I think less than a week ago. I expected it to happen. It still is really, really disappointing. I do think that, it would have been a super spreader event, so it's good that it was canceled. It's infuriating that things are worse now than they were last year because of stupid motherfuckers just being anti-science, just falling for getting their medical advice from Facebook memes. You're the reason that it's terrible again now. And I know, some random feminazi SJW on YouTube telling you to dance with Maxine is not going to change your mind, but I hope that someday, I know it won't happen because of the way humans are, but it would be nice to someday see some of them, take a little bit of responsibility for the fact that they're the reasons that, kids are in danger and everything like that. But it won't happen. That's why you have people that voted third party and put Trump in office still being like, well, it was an important vote. I had to put my foot down. Blah, blah. Okay, you elected Trump. You fucking elected Trump, dude. Anyway. So yeah, we're still going down at the end of October. We're taking the train. Funny story about the train. The wildfires that have been going crazy actually destroyed one of the bridges that we're going to take the Amtrak coastline. What is it called? It's like Silver. I don't know. Each of the routes has its own name. And we're taking the train down there. And for a little while, they were going to bus people from one stop to the other, which are, hundreds of miles apart. And my dad was just like, holy fuck, I can't ride the bus, nausea, car sickness, blah, blah, blah. Supposedly, as of, a couple of days ago, they have restored the track. So I'm almost done, please. Remember, cookie. Just wait. I better wrap this up. So anyway, they did restore the train, which is good because it's going to be hard enough to convince my dad to come with us, even just on the train. And once we're down there, I don't know, we'll kind of just hang out at the beach. I'd like to try the zoo, since I grew up in the San Diego Zoo. Grew up at the San Diego Zoo and it's outdoors and everything like that. Have the kids wear their masks. Yes, I'm nervous about Link starting school, but at least I live in a blue state that isn't completely run by morons. Yeah, the main thing is figuring out what to do with my dog because my husband's friend who was gonna stay over and watch him decided that she doesn't want to, which I was expecting, but it still sucks to be right around people. And so now I'm trying to figure out a kennel or something that I can put him in. It's gonna be expensive. But the thing I'm nervous about is that the kennel, like he's a fine dog. He has extreme separation anxiety, but other than that, you know, he doesn't bite, he doesn't fight or whatever. But he does not like being mounted, which certain dogs like to do. They like to, you know, mount other dogs and try to stick their dicks in their butts, and he doesn't like that. And so there's been a couple of times at the dog park, like even just yesterday, where someone else's dog comes over, tries to mount him, Fenris turns around and nips at the dog. And that dog owner freaks out, even though their dog is the one trying to rape my dog. Anyway, so I'm just like, you know, I have some anxiety about something like that happening at one of these kennels, and one of the kennels being like, we're not going to watch your dog anymore. And I'm going to be like, I'm in San Diego. I can't come get him. Like, so I'm anxious about that. I kind of have looked at some pet sitting things too, like using rover.com or whatever. And I'm sending some messages out, but a lot of them are saying like, oh, I have flexible work hours or whatever. It's like, no. My dog cannot be home alone at all. We all went to the mall recently to look at getting a new phone for my dad because my dad's phone broke. So we were only gone from the house like for 2 hours. And because fucking Sprint is always super slow. And my neighbor texts me from across the street and is like, is your dog okay? He's like screaming. Yeah, my dog can't be alone for any amount of time. He just freaks the fuck out. And I'm so used to that being the case because we've had him for 6 years that, you know, I just kind of like, I'm aware of it. But, you know, my parents never really left the house, and, you know, my mom's gone, but my dad's still here and he doesn't really leave the house. And when we do leave the house, we're almost always going to a dog friendly place like the park or something where I just take the dog and walk him around. So, you know, you kind of stop thinking about it. But yeah, obviously, you know, we're not going to take him on the train. We can't take him on the train and, you know, whatever. So we'll just figure that out. We'll figure that out as it goes. But yeah, I'm just a little anxious about it. Still got, you know, almost 2 months until then. But the fact, I look at the almost 2 months to our trip, and part of me is like, oh, that's still a lot of time. And then part of me is like, holy shit, it's around the corner. And I don't, you know, as far as my salamanders go, I was thinking of actually contacting some. I just went to a reptile show last weekend, and it was more crowded than I liked, but, you know, we just wore masks and walked quickly through it. I went really hoping to find some more whiteworms, because the heat killed my whiteworm culture, and my little tiny baby salamanders are prima donnas who refuse to eat fruit flies or isopods or anything like that. I have to hand feed them worms, and I couldn't find any. There weren't really anyone that had like small food there. They only had like cockroaches and mealworms and stuff, which are all bigger than the salamanders. So what I had to do is I had to go to PetSmart and just get a thing of red wigglers, which are like regular earthworms, and cut them into sections, which is really gross. And I feel really bad because the worm is like squiggling like crazy, and then get tweezers and literally hand feed it to the salamanders. And even then I'm still kind of nervous because the worms are still a little bit too big, but I can't get them to eat anything else. Anyway, I was thinking of contacting some of the breeders that I talked to there and being like, hey, could I maybe pay you to watch my salamanders for a couple of weeks? Even though they're like little tiny life forms, and, you know, it's not the same as like a cat or dog. I raised them from teeny tiny tadpoles, and, you know, I think it's cool, and I enjoy feeding them and watching them and stuff like that. And I got the 2 frogs in there too, but the frogs will eat fruit flies, so they're not concerned. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. All right. Well, we'll see if this video also gets taken down for medical disinformation, even though I literally haven't said anything other than please dance with Maxine so that our kids can maybe stop dying. Oops, that was whatever, fuck people. And I guess you can look me on Trom. I don't know what the URL is, but if you just go look up Trom video, and then it's TROM look up Trom Video and then also search for Topless Topics on there, and you'll probably find my content. I don't know. I'll also probably start posting about it to the website, toplesstopics.org. Yeah, no slash, toplesstopics.org. I really haven't been working on all that stuff as much as I'd like, because I've been busy with the kids and dealing with my nonstop headache and heart issues and everything like that. But I'm trying to get some of it done. I am also trying to get some more some gaming content and stuff like that done. I started a Let's Play of Mass Effect, the Legendary re-release, and I live streamed while I did it, and I'm going to take the live stream and cut it up into more interesting parts and do it as their own videos. Just haven't done it yet because video editing takes time. So yeah, if you, I guess anyone watching this is probably just going to be, some of my core supporters that, for some strange reason actually care about my life. I mean, thank you. I don't know how interesting it is. I mostly do these videos for myself because they're like a diary for anyone on the internet to find. But, I sincerely mean this when I say that I appreciate you guys, and you definitely ease the burden of not really having any real life friends for multiple reasons. One being just that, obviously COVID's made it difficult to make friends anyway. But before that, the kids were very young and it's just bleh. So having online friends definitely helps. And, if you don't already, I'm very active on Twitter. Even though, as we discussed earlier in this video, my Twitter might get banned suddenly by trolls pretending to be, major corporation representatives and false flagging my content that's links to other people's content. Whatever. I'm active on Twitter. I am on Mastodon. There's not really anyone else using Mastodon, so it sort of feels like a bunch of extra effort for nothing. But maybe that will change. It's at Topless Topics at eldritch.cafe, which is eldritch.cafe. I'm not putting subtitles in this because, like I said, I'm just doing this on my video, so I'll put it in the description. But I should have my own instance on Mastodon, and maybe someday I will set one up. But right now, like I said, there's basically no one on Mastodon, so it feels kind of silly to make my own. And like, I know there's a naturist Mastodon or whatever, but they, from what I've looked into them, like all their posts and everything are about naturism. And I'm, as I've ranted before, I don't like being pigeonholed like that. Yes, I am a naturist, but that's not the only thing I want to talk about. And I get enough flack from naturists, nudists on Twitter being like, why are you talking about all this other stuff? Why are you so divisive? It's just like, feel free to be your own representative of nudism. Just get the fuck off my mentions. Yeah, just go to toplesstopics.org/contact, and I have forms of contact listed on there, and I try to keep it updated as, accounts get banned or as I make new ones. And yeah, like I said, I'll start posting links to my Trom videos and we can just try it out. And if the trolls once again find a way to get it banned on there, well, it's not like it wouldn't be the first. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, all right, I better go let the kids out and get them breakfast and everything like that. Holy cow, this video is an hour long. No one is gonna watch it.